Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome. I am the Organizer Advisor, Dr. Lisa Winfield, and I am excited to share with you today my best tips, tricks, strategies, and suggestions on how to clean your small kitchen appliances. Okay, so you notice my entire workspace countertops are absolutely overpopulated with my small kitchen appliances, but you also notice that I don't have a lot of storage in this kitchen. So where do all these live when I'm not using them? I want you to stay to the end because I'm going to show you a clever trick for storing all of these appliances where I can still access them. They're easy for me to get to, but they're not taking up the prime real estate in my kitchen. Okay, so a couple of things that we're going to need for cleaning our small kitchen appliances. Number one, you know I clean with Listerine. If you haven't seen my video of why I clean with Listerine, get that video out so you'll not think I'm crazy. You're going to understand why Listerine is a powerful cleaner. So I mix Listerine, 1 part Listerine to 1 part water, and I like to use a professional sprayer because spray bottles don't seem to last long with me. So I spend a little bit of extra money and I get a professional quality sprayer. So another thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a small brush. Now, we change our toothbrushes at the end of the month, so use one of the old toothbrushes. They'll work just fine. Okay, another thing that I'm going to use is, this is a mesh scrubber. I'm not going to use that on my really polished chrome surfaces because it will scratch, but what I am going to use it on is for that baked on gunk that tends to accumulate on the surface areas of our appliances. It can be a little hard to get off, so I'm going to need some scrubbing power. Another thing that I'm going to need, you know me, I'm going to use my flour sack towels and my bar towels in order to clean my small appliances. And no paper towels and no waste for this girl. So the best practice for cleaning anything in your home is to follow the manufacturer's instructions. Okay, so you want to check out the section in your instruction manual on how to care for your appliance. What I'm going to show you is just some safe general tips on how to clean and care for your small kitchen appliances. But while we're talking about manuals, you know I have always said in our document organization to file your manuals and booklets in an accordion file, because they don't work well in a traditional filing system with file folders because these booklets are heavy. However, I'm going to suggest that for these specific booklets, the ones that come with your small kitchen appliances, you want to keep them close by in your kitchen so that you can look up any kind of troubleshooting or cleaning or tips for caring for and properly using your small appliance. So I'm going to suggest that you get a small separate accordion file for your kitchen appliances. Now this could house your large kitchen appliances as well, but we're not going to be talking about the large kitchen appliances today. I have separate videos on how to clean your refrigerator, how to clean your freezer, how to clean your microwave, how to clean your oven, how to clean your dishwasher, and how to clean your coffee makers. So all of those are already covered. Please check out my playlist, Organized to Utilize. You're going to find all of those videos archived there. One more tip before we start cleaning. When you get your instruction manual, take your receipt that you received when you purchased the item and staple it to the inside cover of your instruction manual. In the case that your item quits working, you can then contact the manufacturer, but you have proof of purchase and date of purchase with the receipt. Okay, let's get to some cleaning. Okay, the first thing that we always do is make sure that your item is unplugged and turned off. Essential. Safety first. Unplugged and turned off. But while we have this plug and cord in our hands, I want to show you what I like to do to, number one, check and make sure if it's safe, but number two, to clean it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, in this case, I'm going to use my bar sack towel. Why? Because it has scrubbing power here. It has a texture, unlike the flour sack towels. So this is going to give me a little extra scrubbing power. And then I'm going to spray my Listerine spray. I'm going to get it to where it's nice and damp. And then as I just wipe the cord, I am going to check the cord to make sure that that plastic safety coating is intact. We use these appliances and sometimes they get really hot and therefore they can accidentally burn through that plastic safety coating. So we want to make sure that that is intact for safety. It is definitely a safety fire hazard if your cord is frayed, if there are exposed wires. All right, so a little bit of dirt, not too bad. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the plugs. I just want to make sure those prongs are nice and tight. They're straight and they're tight. Okay, so that's good. Now, another thing that you can do is I like to keep my cords nice and neat. It is also another safety feature. As you go to move your appliance around, that cord can snag. I actually had to go to the hospital for burns because I was moving a crock pot that had hot soup in it, and as I was moving it, the cord snagged on the edge of the countertop and I spilled hot soup all over my hand. So you can use these little Velcro strips to wrap around your cord for safety, and it just looks a lot neater when you're storing. However, this appliance has a cord storage device where I can just wrap my cord around here, keep it nice and tidy. Next, we're going to start to clean the appliance. So in this case, I can remove the plates to facilitate cleaning, but I want to make sure I'm getting all around here clean, so I'm going to use my Listerine spray. Because I'm using Listerine spray, these are now sanitized as well. I have a question for you while we're working. One of these appliances that I'm going to clean for you today is over 30 years old. 30 years old. I want you to put in the comments which one do you think it is. Which appliance that I cleaned today is over 30 years old. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just cleaning off. This is a Teflon. I'm going to use my Listerine spray, spray a little here, and I'm just going to get in the crevices really well. This is also a food safety issue because you don't want any lingering food that could collect bacteria and then could taint or toxify the food that you're cooking. So you want to make sure you keep these appliances very clean. Okay, now I'm going to move to the outside of my small appliance. I've already cleaned the cord, so I'm just going to use my spray. I'm going to take my scrubbing pad and I'm going to give it a little shot of Listerine, and then I'm just going to wipe down the handles. Not going to wipe down the chrome surfaces because it will scratch, but I want to get the handles nice and clean because that's where your hand touches and you don't want germ transference. And since I'm using Listerine, sterilizing them too. Make sure you look where the hinges are so that you can clean them really well too. Sanitize the knobs. You can remove them if they come off and clean behind them, but these do not, so I'm just going to wipe them down really well. I'm also going to check the bottom. Looks brand new. I know it's safe and it's sanitized. Let's clean the rest of these appliances quickly. If there's any kind of information that I think that you might need specific to a type of appliance, I'm going to stop and talk you through it. Otherwise, just listen to the tunes. So remember, I want you to find out and put in the comments which one of these appliances is over 30 years old. I look forward to reading your answers. Let's get started. this little skillet at a garage sale for $5. I have used it for 10 years. I love it. And it looks brand new. Okay, friends, we're down to the last few appliances. So have you guessed it yet? Which appliance is over 30 years old? And remember to stay to the end because I'm going to show you my secret trick for storing all of these, because there's no way I would be able to cook in my kitchen with all of these appliances out on the counter. And you see the limited cabinet space I have, because all of my upper cabinets are open, and then my lower cabinets, that's all of my items for cooking. So my pots and pans and cookie sheets. So I don't have room for all of these. This one's a little tricky, so we're going to use a little Listerine spray. appliance, and it seems like a marathon, but actually you kind of get in your flow. It's almost meditative because you're just appreciating all the hard work that these machines do for us to make our lives easier. Cooking allows me to create beautiful meals for my family, and I just appreciate the durability. I use all of these a lot. I cook every single day, and I love the process, but it is so much more inviting when your tools are clean and sanitized and ready for work. Finished detailing our small appliances. Now, my secret, while you're still working on which one of these appliances is over 30 years old. My secret. There you have it, my appliance cart. All my appliances, with the exception of my all-clad crock pot, which stays on the countertop behind the refrigerator. So, there you go. Watch this. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Until then, take good care.